Welcome to Learn About Astronomy, and this is the sky for the week of December 16th, Monday, December 16th. And this is all the way to Sunday, December 22nd, 2013. So today, Monday, as the sun sets, we first have a glimpse of a very bright Venus in the southwest. So go and take a peek at that. It's easy to see as long as you can, you have an unobstructed view of your southwest sky. I've actually spotted Venus 2 or 3 times this week while actually coming back from work. So it shows you that Venus is quite easy to spot. You can't miss it. It's so bright that even as the sun sets only 10 or 15 minutes after, if you just go and spot the southwest sky, you'll see a very bright star in the blue sky. So it's very, very nice. And take a peek, because Venus is, of course, getting closer to the sun. And so we're in the last few weeks of being able to actually enjoy the view of Venus in the southwest sky. And as the sun sets, Neptune and Uranus are very high in the south and southeast, and so this is a convenient time to watch them through binoculars or a telescope. If you live in a fairly big city with binoculars, you might be able to spot Uranus, and this is something I wanted to try in the past few weeks, but did not have time. I will try this week and let you know if I succeeded. And of course, the good sky map is always interesting, because it makes it easier to actually spot what you're looking at. Today, today, December 16th, we are at the full moon. It's the full moon today, and as you see, as the sun sets, the moon rises. This is what a full moon is about. It's the opposite of the sun, so it means that at the exact minute when the sun sets, it's the exact minute when the moon rises, actually. So it's going to be a all-nighter, so anytime at night you can watch the moon. And not that far away from the moon, a little lower to its left, you'll have bright Jupiter. Great view tonight if you're in North America or Europe, because this is the northern hemisphere. This is going to be a cool view of Jupiter all through the night. And so it's going to be a nice evening of full moon. It's very cold here in the northeast. We're going to be at about minus 22 degrees Celsius tonight, so it's an extremely cold night. Last Friday for the Geminis, I went out for half an hour and was lucky to see one fireball, but the problem is the cold weather. After half an hour, I went back home because it was about minus 25 last week on Monday. So it's just incredible, the temperatures. We're having really a cold spell here. So all through the night, you'll have Jupiter and the full moon. And so this is going to be probably the major events of the evening. Mars rising after midnight, and of course being later in the night. Don't actually take a look at this comet here, as this is Comet Ison that would have been about there if it would have survived. Now let's go to Tuesday, December 17th. So pretty much the same thing. Tuesday, December 17th. As the sun sets, we have Venus in the southwest sky. Very nice to see. We have the Neptune and Uranus, and if you noticed and started watching my videos every week, you notice that Neptune and Uranus are actually moving slightly more to the west, which is the general motion of most planets in the northern sky. Venus to the southwest, of course, and then as evening goes, look at the moon very close to Jupiter at 9 p.m. on Tuesday, December 17th. So take a look for that, because it's really a nice view you'll have on Tuesday, December 17th, the moon being very close to Jupiter, closer than Monday, so the view is even better on Tuesday night. Mars still rising after midnight, and so let's now go to our view on Wednesday, December 18th. Wednesday, December 18th, as the sun sets, we have Venus to the southwest. If we look at the sunrise and sunset times of our planets, and we look at Venus, Venus is pretty good. In the southwest, it sets at 6:39 p.m., which is local time. So it sets about 2 hours after sunset, a little more. So you still have a good view, a good time to watch Venus if you have a view of the fairly low southwestern sky. It's about 25 degrees high, and as the sun sets. Neptune and Uranus still in the night sky, south and southeast. The moon rises a little later every night, so you'll start having you'll start seeing that the moon is actually getting smaller, a little smaller now. On Wednesday, you should see that it's really past its full moon, which was on Monday, December 16th. And it's now getting into its waning gibbous phase. And it's very close to Jupiter once again on Wednesday. This is another great sight if your sky is clear on Wednesday, December 18th. This is probably one of the most closest of the nights for seeing Jupiter and the moon really close to one another. So take a look at that. It's going to really be worth it. It's the view. Mars rising once again after midnight, slowly getting here into an apparition. Saturn is slowly also getting farther away from the sun, so it's now rises at 4 a.m. or about 4 a.m., which is quite nice. Thursday, December 19th, we have once again, as the sun sets, Venus into our southwest sky. So take a look once again, getting closer and closer every night. So we're in the last few weeks. Remember, it's your chance to see very bright Venus. You can't miss it. I've said it many times. A lot of people think it's a plane in the sky, but it's not. It's really planet Venus. If you take a look 5 minutes later, you see it's still there and slowly getting lower. And we have Neptune and Uranus on the south and southeast sky, fairly high. So a pair of binoculars brings you Uranus, and a small telescope Neptune. Jupiter and the moon rising together around 6:30 and getting higher and higher in the sky, very close once again. Not as close as Wednesday, as the moon is slowly going away from the moon itself. It's also an interesting thing. If you have a clear view of the moon and Jupiter on this week, why not, show your friends and family how the sky moves and how everything moves in our solar system by watching the moon, dance around Jupiter and having them come to this close encounter, and then the moon departing slowly. So it will be, of course, as a waning gibbous. So I hope I pronounce it well, because I'm used to the French words, but not the English words here. Mars, once again, rising around midnight. So if you're a late night or early morning riser, you can spot maybe the moon, not the moon, but Mars, as a yellowish star to the south at around 6 a.m. So if you go to work early, why not take a look in the south, and you should see Mars shining fairly brightly. Saturn to its lower left in the southeast sky. Let's now go to Friday, December 22nd. If we look at Friday, December 22nd, here we see that as the sun sets, once again we get Venus into the southwest sky, very bright. Neptune, Uranus, still pretty much the same. Jupiter rising really earlier now, so it's slowly getting to its opposition later this month or early January. So, and we'll see that. If you look at Friday, December 20th, we have, of course, the Moon and Jupiter still dancing around, the Moon getting farther and farther away, and you should actually see that its phase is really getting smaller and smaller as a waning gibbous phase. So this is going to be pretty much what it looks like. And as we continue on to Saturday, December 21st, something special happens. First of all, Saturday, December 21st is the official day of winter, the first day of winter. What does that mean? It means that in our northern sky, Jupiter, the sun, is at its lowest point in the sky. So on Saturday, December 21st, take a look. Why not compare it with a summer sun? Why not, put yourself, sit down, compare the height of the sun at noon on Saturday, the 21st. Check where it is relative to your buildings or your surroundings where you live, and you'll do the same exercise, but then at noon on the first day of spring, and then at noon on the first day of summer. And you'll see that the sun really moves around our skies a lot. So this is the southeast point of the sun. It actually is in Eastern Standard Time here at 12:11 p.m. So winter in the north begins officially on Saturday 21st at 12:11 p.m. That's 17:11 UTC. So and we'll be in winter officially. In the southern hemisphere, they will be in the official summertime. So here it's the winter night, the winter time, and the cold weather. In the south, are really in the summer with the warmer weather. And of course, Saturday, December 21st, why not take a peek at Venus in the southwest as the sun sets around 5 p.m. and the moon really Jupiter rising around 6 p.m. and the moon's rising later and later every evening. So you see that the moon now will rise somewhere around 8:45 p.m. So it really rises later and gets farther away from Jupiter. Jupiter, the great planet for December. It's a really nice viewing of Jupiter this December. Mars rising once again around midnight. Saturn around 3:45 a.m. And finally, for December 22nd, Sunday, December 22nd, we now have, as the sun sets on Sunday, December 22nd, the little story I can tell you here is that for technically December 22nd, the sun starts moving northward in the sky, which means that the days are slowly getting longer. But in actual fact, because the way the planets move around the solar system, you actually have a little time of adjustment. It means that in the first 5 or 6 days, you actually will see no difference in the sunrise or sunset times, or very little difference. And then after about 5 or 6 days, you will start seeing that we're getting those precious minutes of sunshine as the winter progresses. So the sun sets, Venus lower and lower into the southwest sky. And so it's really, really interesting. The Neptune and Uranus are still in the upper in the sky in the southeast and southwest. Jupiter rises not very long after the sun. You see that Jupiter rises around 5:30 p.m. That's about an hour after sunset, so really rising earlier every night. Sun rising later every night because of its movement through the sky, so it rises around around 9:40 p.m., 9:45 p.m. and really getting into a waning gibbous phase, almost close to the last quarter moon actually at that time, and that's a very nice sight actually. So why not take a look at the moon later in the evening around 10-11 p.m. and see what it looks like. It's really nice. Mars rising around midnight 30, of course, in that evening. So that's the sky for this week, the dance of the planets, and I think what you should take a look at is the dance of the moon and Jupiter in the night sky. And you'll actually see that as we look through the moon phase video. So take a look at our moon phase video we'll put up, and you'll see that everything's gonna be interesting and very, very cool to watch the moon and Jupiter together in the sky. If you enjoy our videos, please subscribe to our channel and share it with everyone on Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. Give us thumbs up if you enjoy, and hopefully you are going to take a look at our regular videos here on Learn About Astronomy. And nighttime viewing in winter is a little harder because of the cold weather in many places, but it's still worth taking a peek outside, even if it's just for 5 minutes. So thanks for watching, and hope you enjoy our channel and that y'all come back to learn about astronomy. Bye-bye.